Okay, y'all, good morning, good morning. What is it? Saturday morning, and I was waiting on Zach to get here, but I don't think he's coming in. I don't know what's up. His phone ain't, I sent a message to his phone and it went, like his phone's been turned off, so I don't really know. So I just texted him and he's saying that Brian, which is his ride, ain't awake. So he don't guess he's gonna be able to come to work today. I hate to think that my whole business is contingent on a third party, right? I mean, that's what happened. You know, we were talking yesterday about money and about managing your money. And that's how, when a lot of guys come at me saying, well, it don't matter what these guys do with their money in their off time and blah, blah, blah. But it does. It does matter. Because see, if Zach were doing right with his money, he would have a ride. He would have his own vehicle by now. I mean, you know. And though he's been doing good, this is always subject, you know, to happen when you're dependent. I mean, absolutely dependent on somebody else to bring you to work or to take you anywhere. You can't count on other people to take you to work every day. That is a temporary thing. See, these guys that come out here and work for me, once they get somebody that's got a ride and bring them to work, then the way they see it, they got a ride to work. They don't have to do anything. And then when a ride is not available, then they just say, well, I'm sorry, man, I can't come in because Brian's asleep, or he don't feel like bringing me, or whatever. But if you're doing right with your money, then you don't have these type issues. And I'm not going over there to get Zach because this is completely and totally out of my way. Directly opposite of the way I need to be going. And see, just yesterday, I was talking about breaking a little bread with Zach, you know. It's hard to do that when, you know, why would I? I mean, you know, it's just frustrating, man. And today's not going to make or break me, you know. Either way, I ought to go out here and do the property by myself. It's not that, you know, it's a big property. It's probably about 2.5 to 3 acres. Just that one big one. You know, I don't know what to say, man. What can I say, y'all? And it's, well, it's just childish, really, at the end of the day. That's really what it is, you know. I just hate to think that if I was, you know, working for somebody, that my ride to work is so tipsy-turvy that I don't really even know if I ever really do have a ride to work. I mean, it's never 100%. I know what it is. Him and Brian probably went to the bar last night, and Brian's an older dude. He's about my age, maybe a little bit older than me, and he probably got shit-faced drunk and he's hungover, and so Brian don't want to get up. I don't even want to know all of that, you know, being an employer, right? I just want the guy to come to work, you know. And Zach's been coming to work every day, so, you know, it's not, you know, it's not detrimental or nothing. But it's just irritating, man, because always in the back of my head when I'm planning, I think of these things, you know. And if Zach were doing good with his money, he would be either have a ride or be well on his way to getting a ride. See, this situation that Zach's in without a ride, it's perpetual. It ain't changing. It's not going to get better. See, that's bad. See, that's my thing. But I'm a warrior, man, and don't nothing stop me. So and a guy coming to work or not coming to work, well, that'll upset me, and that'll, make me have to do a little shucking and jiving. But it ain't nothing that I, haven't done before. I'm just grateful and thankful that today is just 1 or 2 yards, and I'm gonna take my time. So I'll go over here, I'll make this $140. It'll probably take me, with Zach there, it'll probably take about an hour. Without Zach there, it'll probably take an hour and a half. So, but see, I would have spent 25 minutes going and getting Zach, and then I would have had to bring him back, and I would have had to pay him. Because see, usually on the weekends I'll just pay bonus type money, I'll pay cash on the weekends if they come out here, and not a big deal, if Zach just, if I had known, if he had just, let me know, hey, I can't come to work, but again, goes back to that money thing I was talking about. His phone is not working. So, there's that. I mean, the phone, my phone is due, my phone bill is due every month. Same time every month. I put money in the bank, and I let Verizon automatically withdraw the money from my phone every month. My only thing I got to think about and worry about is putting money in the bank. That's it. I ain't got to worry about anything else as far as my phone or any of my bills go, any of my major bills. Now, I used to be a lot more, not liking that. But now I really think it's very convenient, because I don't have to worry about every little bitty bill. All I got to worry about is one thing, and that's keeping money in the account. Now, I watch the account, and I know what, is coming out and about when. But I could not tell you exactly what day my cell phone bill comes out of my money, out of my bank account. I couldn't tell you exactly what day. But if there's a big discrepancy anywhere, I'll see it. I could not. Now, I can tell you what day my truck payment comes out. And I can tell you what day the man lift payment comes out. I think the man lift payment comes out on the 12th or 13th. My truck payment comes out on right around that same time. How do I know that? And why do I know that? Because the truck payment and the man lift together is about $800. That's how I know. And so what I do, and I don't know how everybody else does it, so what I do is I push money to that account, from the 1st to the 10th, and just making sure I got money in that account to cover my bills that's coming out of that account. It's really just finances 101. When I was the age of a lot of the guys that come out here and work with me, I was not very, good at that. I wasn't as responsible with money as I am now. That self-discipline is no joke. And, letting your phone get turned off when you're working every day, that's just ridiculous, man. But it all goes back to, not having a ride. Oh, and then not having a bank account. See, if the guys that come out here and work for me have a bank account, then they can take care of a lot of their business, like cell phone and stuff like that, without having to go down to the cell phone retail shop and pay their bill. I don't know of anybody that does that. If you have a bank account, then you don't have to worry worry about that. All you got to do is just jump on your bank account and pay it. You know, folks that are resistant to a bank account, I don't see how they ever have anything. You know, I mean, somebody please tell me what the downside to having a bank account is. What's the downside to it? I don't know. What is the downside to it? But if the guys would come out here and work, if they would get a bank account, then then their phone wouldn't get turned off. And then if their phone wouldn't get turned off, they could, make more money. You know, if they did right with their money, then they could make even more money. Because then they would have a ride and the phone don't get turned off. See how all that stuff adds up? If you look at any one thing, it's not. It's like, well, you know, it's not that big of a deal. But when you look at the bigger picture, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 4 or 5. Well, now it's really affecting you. It's affecting your productivity in life, period. It's affecting your ability to earn more money. You know, some people spend more money trying to dodge than it would if they just go on and pay it. I don't know why guys that come out here they don't never pay nothing early. It's either the very last minute or not. You know. And to me, I hate paying things late. I would hate for my phone to get turned off. It just, you know, when I'm working, you know, regular, and I'm earning pretty good, I might, if my phone bill's due on the 17th, then, you know, I might want to pay it. If I got paid on the 12th, you know, I might want to pay the phone bill on the 12th when I got my check. Pay it a few days early, so instead of waiting until, well, the 17th, you know, happens on a slow week or on the weekend or in the middle of the week. And then the guy comes to me and says, hey, my phone's supposed to get turned off. I said, why didn't you pay it when you had $600 last week? Well, it wasn't due. But it's due this week, and this week you gotta, it just seems like it's a lot of childish stuff, man. Like, you know, 15-year-old type stuff, man. And, you know, it's irritating. It ain't detrimental to me, but it's detrimental to whoever's doing all that, because they can't never get ahead in life because they too busy, you know, living in yesterday. You know, they're never trying to get ahead of the game. They're always right on the borderline of even surviving the game. And I can remember, though, I mean, I'll be honest, I can remember when I was like that too. You know, when I was I never could get ahead of the game because I wasn't using my money correctly. You know? See, like today, if Zach had come out here, he probably would have worked about 2 hours, and I probably was going to give him $100. You know, because he's had 2 days off, and, you know, I was just trying to, you know. Well, see, now he's all the way on the other end of that spectrum. I don't want to give him shit. See? All right, so I'm on this property right here, y'all. Y'all been over here before. And see, ideally, a property like this is not a property that you want to do solo, right? it's not ideal, okay? I've never done it solo before. This is the first season we've been doing this property, but at the end of the day, by me being here solo, I'm gonna see how hard or how easy it is to do it solo. And a lot of times that knocks guys out of work, because if I see that it's gonna be pretty easy for me to do it solo, then I may not want help out here anymore, right? I mean, that's just the nature of it, man. That's how it is. So y'all see I got the FERRIS. We're gonna put this, we're gonna check the water in it, and we're gonna get this, it's probably got water in it, man, because, let's see. Yeah, there's water in it, but it ain't a lot in it. We're gonna put this stuff right here in it. This is what it is. Just pour it directly into the radiator. I'm gonna put it all in there. Hope it don't tear nothing up. I got water here. Top it off. I'm gonna want to weed eat first though. So probably not gonna get any footage of me weed eating, man, because there's a lot of, I'll get some footage when I get on the mower, y'all, and then we'll see how good this does. Y'all see that FERRIS, man? Look at that FERRIS go. FERRIS ain't no joke, man. Look at them beautiful lines. Beautiful. So yeah, man, yeah. Okay, so let's see what, see if it's still dripping. See, I'm not a big believer in the chemical stuff that you put in radiators or stuff that, my mechanic, my truck mechanic, he says, he swears by some of this stuff, so, I don't know. We're gonna see. Let's look at the back. Let's see if we got any kind of liquid coming out. Thing's running great though. Y'all see how good it runs. Wow. Y'all see them hand snips down in there? Look at that. The hand snips done fell down in there. I don't see no fluid coming out though. I don't see no liquid coming out, because where it was leaking at is right there. I don't see it. It don't look wet. Maybe it looks dry as a bone, y'all. That shit might have worked. I'd see my damn hand snips I've been missing for about 3 weeks. Well, since the last time I used this mower, about 2 weeks, something like that. I'm very surprised at that stuff. I don't see any fluid down there, y'all. Oh my gosh. Maybe it did work. Yeah. The machine's running great. Y'all see it, man. So I'm gonna get on the Skag now and go to the backyard, and that's where I'm gonna have to do a little bit of weed eating and stuff. I need to weed eat around this stuff right here, and it's easier with the weed eater and the Skag, with the Skag. I want to make sure that this mower is doing good before I commit to it. And the reason that I brought this mower out here today was I know that I got the big cut this week, the 14-acre cut this week. So I want to, and you know, the other mower's still in the shop, and they haven't called me and said, usually They probably had to order some parts. Well, I know we had to order some parts, so that usually takes a week or so. So maybe what I'll do, well, you can't count on that, right? You can't count on, I got sidetracked, y'all. You can't count on that mower being ready, but I still got to keep going. And I'm not going out to the 14-acre cut without 3 mowers. No way. And I want to make sure before I commit, because I can literally not do the 14-acre cut this week if I didn't have to. I mean, if I don't have all the mowers, the 3 mowers that I need, I could skip it this week. That they called me and said, hey, we're about ready for another cut. And that's not one that's on a regular rotation, but it kind of is about every about once a month. But it's just big fields, you know. They're not going to commit to every 2-week deal. So on the big 14 acres, but I'm not going over there without 3 mowers, okay? And I brought this mower out today just so I can make sure that, well, if it'll cut this much right here, you know, and not have any problems, then I feel pretty confident about taking it over to the 14-acre cut. Because once you get over to the 14-acre cut, you're there. And if a mower goes down, you're still there because of, well, the location of where it's at and all that. So, but, you know, a machine can always go down on y'all. You know, it can always go down. And that machine, the Skag machine, the Exmark machines, any machine, it's a matter of time before they go down. But they never go down when they're sitting on the trailer. They always go down when they're on a cut. And I know that the bigger cuts I do, it's a lot more wear on the mowers. It's more wear on the mowers, but less wear on the truck and less wear on the trailer. So you have to kind of, you know, weigh that, you know what I mean? You have to weigh what, you know, like, especially with fuel being what it is. Like, I could run around in the truck all day and do 10 or 12 yards, and I'm burning fuel in the truck, and I'm, you know, wearing the tires out, brakes, and the trailer tires and brakes, and, you know, doing the, you know, $60 and $70 lawns. Or you can go to a big cut and get 600 or 700, and that be the only thing you do all day. Now, everybody has their own preference. I like the big cuts personally. I don't like the small yards, and all you guys know that. So this cut right here, I wouldn't mind if all my cuts were like this one. Nice, flat, straight, not a lot of weed eating. You know, that's what I like. Because the more weed eating and edging and blowing that you got to do, the more labor that you need. And obviously, labor is, well, it's sketchy sometimes. Not all the time, but it's sketchy sometimes. You know, if I had 4 yards to do, which is about what this one would pay. Well, 3. If I had 3 yards, if I had 3 yards to do, that was edging, weed eating, and blowing, and driving, I'd rather do this job, one, like this, if I'm solo. That's just me. You know, the more times I got to pick up this ramp and drop this ramp, but that's why I brought the mower out. We're testing it out and testing out that stuff in there, and we're gonna see how good it works. We don't know yet, but it's looking like, from what I can see right this moment, it's looking like it's not leaking anymore. I don't have a flashlight out here and all that with me. I get home today, I will do a little deeper before I commit to what day of the week I'm going to do the 14-acre cut. You don't want to get that mower right here out on the 14-acre cut and have two guys out there with you and it go down running hot or whatever. Then you only got two mowers and you got all this acres to cut and you got one guy sitting around. And even if that guy is me, I don't want to do that. So but y'all see that Ferris, man, it just cuts so nice, man. And I cut it a little bit shorter today, just because. I think I'm going to be able to do this property today about as fast as me and Zach did it last time. Because last time Zach did a little extra weed eating and stuff back in the back. I'm not going to do none of that because he sprayed everywhere. He's done sprayed all the beds and everything. So I wouldn't be surprised, y'all, if I don't even have to weed eat nothing in the back if I'm on this mower. Now on this mower, it's not going to get in the cubby holes. So let's grab the weed eater off this mower and let's throw it on this mower and let's run to the back and let's go on and get that cut. So you guys, y'all remember us doing the cleanup over here. So a couple things that I'm noticing over here, and this is the first time that I've cut the backyard, that if I had been cutting the backyard off the muscle, you know, what I would have done is a lot of these branches, especially like on these trees right here where the branches are skinny and low. See, I would have, if I'd have been Zach back here, or if I'd have done this myself the first time, I would have cut those low branches. I would have made it where I don't have to weed eat around every little bitty thing, right? Now we know these magnolia trees, you're not gonna be able to take enough off to be able to, you know, where it makes sense. But a lot of the trees, especially those type of trees, these type of, you know, the crepe myrtles and stuff, you should be able to get around them with a mower and save you weed eating time. See, Zach, well, he wouldn't do that because, well, he'd be scared that he's cutting something he's supposed to cut as far as the branches go. But y'all see them two trees right there? See, those two trees right there, I think yeah. See, I'm having to go up underneath. See, Zach had to weed eat around both of them. And then you got to weed eat around all of these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to strongly urge the homeowner, because he's been spraying all the beds, right? I'm going to strongly urge that the homeowner spray all these beds back here
where we don't have to weed eat. Even if I have to give him the spray, it's worth it, because I'm going to be able to do this backyard in half the time it took Zach last week. But Zach's much more thorough than me when it comes to the weed eating and stuff. He is. I mean, I'll admit that, you know. But see, I'm much more efficient when it comes to the overall job and doing things to prevent us from having to work so hard every time we come over here. But there's a lot of things that you can do to push the edge of these tree, bush, whatever they are, back to where you can get the mower right on the edge where you don't have to walk around here in wheels. You got to weed eat around all of this stuff here. I mean, look, all this stuff. Then it's too much work, you know. I mean, I just don't think that that's the best way to go over here, because I know that the owner don't care about trimming a few little branches off. They won't even notice it. Like this branch right here just trying to slap me. You see him. I cut that bitch right there. Be done with him, you know, and then run over him. Ain't even gotta, you know, just run over him. So I'm gonna finish cutting all this with the Skag, and then y'all see the back part back here. I'm gonna get back on the Ferris and cut the back part. The back behind these trees, I'll show y'all. But the Skag mower is cutting great, man. I think a lot of times we get hyped up on the mower cutting good or bad. A lot of times it's the mower, right? But a lot of times it's the type of grass that we're cutting too. It is. Now the Ferris will cut anything, but there are certain grasses or weedy grasses or whatever you want to call it, greenery, that the Exmark doesn't cut so well, but the Skag does. And then the same thing vice versa. See, this is the type of grass that the Skag will cut great. The Exmark will cut it good too, but a lot of times we, you know, get caught up in the mower, and a lot of times it's the actual grass or whatever we're cutting. We know this is not, you know, zoysia grass or Bermuda grass or fescue or St. Augustine or centipede. This is just a field grass. Now you do have some, it looks like some St. Augustine around, or Bermuda around the house and in the front there, but so let's ride over here and I'm gonna show y'all what I'm gonna put the Ferris on, and then I'm gonna have to put the camera up. It's just gonna go dead. Now this area right here is what I'm gonna be cutting with the Ferris. You know, y'all see the white line down there? I done made an outline. It basically follows that drainage there. But this whole area right here is what I will use the Ferris on. You know, if you can minimize your weed eating, then that means what? That means you're spending more time on a lawnmower. And know this, I believe this to my core, that you're never going to be any more efficient than when you're on a lawnmower. Never. Never. That's the most efficient you can possibly be. So the more lawn mowing that you can cut with a mower, then the quicker you're going to get done, the more efficient you're going to be overall. So, yeah.